What's going on, y'all? Papa Tez here with another Summoner's Glory video. We're here to talk about patch notes. Patch notes. Notes. We got some. We got some patch notes. So this is going to be for 3.0.1. So these are all the changes that are going to be coming very, very soon as this week. Now, again, at this point, they're releasing the patch notes, which means that things have moved along really, really well. And we're going to be seeing this probably within the week. I'm going to guess within the week, we're going to be seeing the new update to Summoner's Glory. Now, again, things are subject to change, so keep that in mind. And at the same time, this is going to be completely different. So the way that you thought about teams before, a lot of the phantoms that you used before, they're going to be completely different. If you've been following my YouTube already, you'll notice that I have a series that goes on and talks about pretty much all the changes that have been made that will be featured within this update. And once we get down to this section where it starts talking about the phantoms, we'll just kind of skip over all those for the most part, but we'll just at least name the phantoms. So in case there's somebody that you want to see, then you can go back and check that out. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's look at the combat related adjustments first. So we have optimizations to the interface and special effects of battle, health bar position of all phantoms and monsters, the model size of all phantoms and monsters, the operation of the manual mode in battle. So as you see here, it says click the skill icon to release it directly and manually click the monster to change the target. So I think that that's a little bit different than how it was before. So you click the skill that you want and then click the monster, and then it goes and attacks that monster. So just a little bit of a change there. I think it was backwards before. Y'all let me know in the comments if that was wrong. We also have the pop-up method of skill tips in battle. So it's a long press on the icon now. So instead of like having to kind of like click, 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 just to have it come up, it's going to be a long press now. So that's going to be really, really nice. They also optimized the display of skill tips in a detailed interface, increased the display of cooldowns, and changed the skill description with the increase of level. And so that means that as you skill up a skill, the text above will be adjusted to mean that that text above, you no longer have to add it yourself. It'll automatically be adjusted as it keeps going forward. So definitely nice there. They've increased, make sure I've gotten that, increase the cooldown and effect display of skills on the boss's health bar. So it just makes it a little bit nicer. You'll see it where the cooldowns are a little bit crisper. They're a little bit bigger. And you can also see kind of like everything else, the display, and you can kind of hover over it and you'll see those changes. It's definitely much more nice, a little bit easier to read on the screen instead of having to look at your phone or on the PC and kind of struggling to look at it. So it's definitely nice. All right, they've also optimized the battle view of bosses in Demon Fortress, Demon Tower, Elemental Tower, and Incubus at Tamar's Palace. So that particular level there. All right, so let's look at some adjustments. So they adjusted the taunt effect. It has limit active skills. Only normal attacks can occur while taunted. So they'll only be able to use their basic skill. And for counterattack, we'll use only the Phantom's normal attack. So again, that counterattack will only be using the base attack of the Phantom, just their normal attack, their A1. They've also adjusted the effect of boss immunity, increasing immunity to taunt. So those bosses can't just get yoinked like that. All right. So they adjusted the poison logic. The poison stacks are displayed as stacks. The stacks -1 after each round that takes effect. All right. So that basically means that as you get poisons, they just go in as stacks. So from what we understand right now, so they're just going in as just straight up stacks. So you're only going to get one poison debuff. You're not going to get multiple poison debuffs. So there is going to be some adjustments according to this. I know for sure that I talked with a couple of people, reached out to the devs to make sure that we fully understand how this is activated because it is definitely a huge change from where it was before, where depending on what you play, you may be used to poison stacking. Some games they don't really have poison stacking. They just have one poison and that's it. Some of the games that I've played, I'm used to poison stacking up, and that's a way to kind of work on doing speed runs toward bosses and things like that. So it's not really going to work that way now, especially at the start. So we'll talk about that one a little bit later on and see can we get some better understanding of it. But as of right now, that's how it is. So when you have a character, don't expect to get multiple poisons out there. They're just going to increase that stack, just the one stack that's there. So, yeah, again, we'll talk about that one later for sure. All right, the burning effect. Each round, the target and the target teammates will cause burn damage of 3.5 of the maximum health value, and the burn can be stacked up to 1. So, again, only 1 stack of burn. All right. We also have the poison debuff explosion skill effect type and the burning debuff explosion skill type, which you'll see that in a couple of characters like Zoe and Karur. Zoe having the burning, I think, portion, and the poison going to Karur. All right. We also have speed up, speed down, attack up, attack down, defense up, defense down, burning explosion, poison active, increase accuracy, remove enemy buff, purification buff, and other effects that take effect in battle. So we're just getting more things and effects that can actually happen within the battle. And that goes to with the adjustment of all the different skills. So just making things a little bit more visible, a little bit more clear so that you can see them. Also, they added a buff type that restricts the target from using active skills. So it's kind of like a blocked, yeah, just basically block active skills. So they can't use their A1 or they can't use their A2 or their A3. The only thing they can use is most likely their A1. So really, really cool. And also add a restriction on the type of buffs the targets can receive. So that one I'm not 100% sure on, but we'll see how that goes. All right, let's look at some function related adjustments here. So they added a rune lock function, which is nice. Added a rune quick upgrade function. I will tell you, this here is amazing. It's one of my favorite things of the update. I can showcase that to you guys a little bit later. So being able to do that super duper quickly is really, really nice. Definitely something that I enjoy. All right, they added a crafting rune shortcut, entry icon and runes interface. So just an easier way to get there to the crafting of the runes. Added player name modification function. Added guild chat channel, which is very nice. Added guild announcement. Guild chat channel keeps recent chat history, so that's nice. Adjusted guild buff shop, so we'll see some changes there. And adjusted tournament sorting display. Adjusted mastery test star reward attributes, so a little bit of adjustments there. Optimized the walking area of the map Fenrir's Fang. We all know how long it took you to get across Fenrir's Ring, especially when you're trying to go out there and get the goblin boss. It was definitely like walking a desert. It looked like a desert in a lot of places, and it definitely was like walking across a complete desert. Took forever, so that's nice right there. Optimized the collection location of some daily quest. Adjusted the interface of Big Spender and bonuses, and rune removal gold price is reduced by 50. So there we go. There we go. That's a big adjustment. So not as much. Would still be nice if it just wasn't there, but it still is pretty nice. Also, to go back to the Big Spender, the interface is a little bit different because now it just upgrades every 100. And once you get everything for a particular phantom, so the first one is Ankaras, it's going to switch over to a different phantom. So once you get past the, I think, what, 1600 to 2000 mark, then it's going to switch over to a brand new phantom. I don't think it's going to be one of your choice. It's just going to be one that they are giving you because of you spending, spending, spending. So different, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes for sure. All right. So we've done that, adjusted the resource output of each gameplay function, adjusted the resource output of the idle function. So things being adjusted for good or for bad. And also here, due to the setting of recycling all runestones after the equipment is smelted, the player's backpack has been hoarded and overflowed. So the setting of recycling runes during smelting has been canceled. So that way it hopefully prevents that hoarding and that overflowing there. All right, turn off the guild boss function to perform upgrade debugging. All right, XP boost card small compensation changed to Holy Grail 3. And XP boost card large compensation changed to Holy Grail 4. So as you see, it looks like that all those XP boost cards that we have, they're just going to go straight into XP, Holy Grail 3 and Holy Grail 4. So we'll see that change when it drops. So for you all who are stacked up, that's going to be a pretty big boost to your character. So that's going to be nice. All right, the time key price changed from 1,000 to 500 gems. So they're cutting that in half. And the Vigor potion costs 75 to 30 gems. This is huge. This is huge. That means that 2.5% more that you're getting back. So when you want to actually play, you can actually play. So instead of just running through everything so quickly, you can actually purchase a decent amount of pots and you choose a place that you want to farm, especially one of the dungeons or one of the instances. You're good. Just go in there, spend 30 gems, and I can tell you, it's really nice. It feels good. It feels good for sure. All right, arena score price has been adjusted from 5 for 200 diamonds to 10 for 100 diamonds. That's a really good adjustment there. Again, giving us more value for the diamonds that we have. And also the number of the time keys in the Evo pack has been adjusted from 1 to 2. So the Evo exchange pack now has 2 time keys in it, making it even more valuable. All right, they also added a subscription function. So you can do either a 1-month subscription. I think the other option is either 6 months or a year subscription. And each of those kind of come with benefits, like adding to the Demon Fortress. Yeah, I think it's the Demon Fortress. Instead of getting 20, you'll get a few more, which is nice. And I think you get the gold increase and a few other things. So it's just another way in which you can get a little bit more out of the game. So I think a lot of people will find it somewhat useful. Some people may look at it and be like, oh no, I don't want it. But I think it can be something that can be useful, especially starting out if you don't want to spend a whole lot, but you're just grinding to get that character level up, which I will be doing. So most likely for me, I'll be getting a subscription as soon as it drops. All right, so we'll take a look at here. Up here. So this is character related adjustments. I think most of the top of this covers weapons. So notice what it says, adjust the experience of the character upgrade requirements. So it's a little bit different. Adjust the character inherited stats ratio to 40%. Did it used to be 50% or 20%? I don't remember. Adjusted the main character's attributes. And then we got a bunch of attributes adjustments to each of the equipment sets here. So pretty much all the different ones that we're used to in the game. So the Triumph set, Gold, Jade, Tide, a Dragon, Cavalier, Eagle Owl, Reinforced Obsidian, then True Sight Obsidian, and Brutal Obsidian. Well, Reinforced Obsidian, all the way down to Reinforced Obsidian. So all those basic attributes have been adjusted. The sets are definitely a little bit different. The Eagle Owl, I think, is still going to be one of the greatest sets to use, especially starting out. But hopefully it makes some of these other sets a little bit more useful, a little bit more viable. So that you just don't have a bunch of sets just sitting there, which I think it will make it a little bit. All right, now it's talking about skills. So it's all the weapons. So they do have some adjustments to their attributes and to their skills. So again, a Scarlet Saber, Cold Saber, Bloodthirsty Saber, Ice Dragon Saber, Frost Staff, Magic Eye Staff, and Bloodthirsty Axe, Berserker, Cold Axe, Guard Axe, and Dragonfire, and Demonic Staff. So I think that should be pretty much every last one of those there, that they all have been adjusted. So we're looking different for sure. But I think that is another thing that hopefully makes more weapons a little bit more viable, especially depending on the teams that you're bringing out. With the elemental towers having it resetting, I think every week the elemental towers reset. So it's just free rewards that you're getting every week. You may want to go in with your fire team with something very, very specific. You may want to go in with your water team with something specific. Maybe those chances of freezing are perfect for your water team. But maybe for your fire team, getting a chance to place any type of burn is very, very beneficial. So definitely changes some things around. All right, so enchantment related adjustments. So adjust the energy growth rule of enchantment to increase the extra 1 point of energy when killing an enemy. All right, adjust the maximum energy gauge of enchantment from 8 to 16. Adjust the monster levels and teaching for enchantment. Okay. Excuse me. Adjusted the level rewards and practice rewards of enchantment canon. Adjusted enchantment raging fury ability cooldown cost. And adjusted the skill cooldown cost of enchantment divine blade. Looks like the adjustment has basically been made to every one. So the enchantment ability cost or cooldown cost for Shark Storm is lowered. The same thing with Mars Defense. The same thing with Titan Might, Thorn Shackles, Magic Barrier, Curse of the Dead, Star Shower, and Fire Shadow. And then it looks like the skill cooldown cost of enchantment for, we already said Divine Judgment, but that includes Cleansing Rain, Divine Protection, Absorbing Light, and Inspiring Light. All those are being adjusted. So just making it hopefully a little bit easier for us so that we can get greater stacks and stuff like that. So hopefully making it a little bit easier. All right, so Phantom related adjustments. We got 3 new Phantoms. Finally, Black Swan is in the game. We also have Pharaoh, if you've been paying attention to the Higher Standard. If you've also been paying attention to the Saffron's Man's podcast and others, I think J-Town and a few other content creators that are out there, they've been talking about these characters. So they've been talking about Dark Tyra, Black Swan, and Pharaoh. They're all really good. They're going to be Phantoms you're going to want to get your hands on for sure, because they are really good and they can be crazy good for many different teams and comps to make it very, very easy to set yourself up to get as close to the later game content as you would like. All right, so optimize the skill icon of Phantoms, optimize the model display effect of Phantoms, adjusted the rarity of Phantoms, adjusted the order of some Phantoms displayed incorrectly in the Grimoire book. So a bunch of little things there, just making sure that grammar and different things are corrected. If you guys see stuff, then you can definitely let me know down in the comments, and then I can forward it over so that we can get those things adjusted. But they have been hard at work on all that. All right, so skills and attributes, adjustments to pretty much every single Phantom in the game. So I'm just gonna go down every last one of these people here, because there's no need to read all that portion in the beginning. It's the same thing. So adjusted the attributes and skills of Dragonseer, Alchemist, Lunar Goddess, Sea Conqueror, Sea Warrior, King Argon, Exiled Berserker, Prometheus, Legendary Warrior, Haley, Terra, Destroyer Vizier, Karor, Queen of Chaos, Fear Demon, Zeus, Lord of Shadows, Bloody Overlord, Poseidon, King Arthur, Master Merlin, Demon Catcher, Alice, Ailey, Ambassador of Light, Ancaris, Secret Dancer, King of Margog, General of Fire Dragons, Jester, Puppeteer, Forest Long Ear, Forest Dryad, Wood Elf, Minor Darkness Demon, Water Elf, Sandadept, Fire Elf, Water Elf, Mystic, Darkness Worshipper, Flame Draconoid, Dracula Eye, Astral Clock, Sanctuary Protector, Swordsman Guard, Gale Archer, Sentry Mage, Lord's Guardian, Duke of Fate, Siren, Sea Hunter, Tide Physic, Psychic, Tide Psychic, Shark Spearman, Idol of Evil, Tide Adept, Dead Sword, Sapphire Colossus, Gleaming Guardian, Terrible Infector, Goblin Miner, Goblin Transporter, Scarlet Dragoness, Fiery Dragoness, Goddess Zoe, Victoria, and Ripper. So that's pretty much every single phantom that's in the game getting adjusted. It's going to be a completely new game. The way that you interact with the game is going to be completely different for anyone who has not been on a test server. It's going to throw and rock everything that you have. So make sure, again, if you all have not been paying attention to the higher standards videos and some of the others, they've been throwing out and saying things like, hey, get this stuff prepared while you're on your way right now. Get these things prepared so that you have not as a hard time adjusting to everything, because the game is getting harder. You heard it. The game is getting harder. So we will have to pay really, really close and attention to how we interact and how we do things. All right, so monster difficulty related adjustments. So adjustments to a difficulty of all wild map monsters. They also adjust the Elemental Lord monster difficulty, Tower monster difficulty, Demon Fortress monster difficulty, Phantom Abode monster difficulty, the instances, the trove, and the main and side quests. So that's every portion of the game. Monsters have been adjusted with their difficulty. And I think for some things it may be slightly easier, but for a lot of things it may be slightly harder. But it should not be as rough, especially with all the different changes, because they kind of set you up pretty nice at the beginning of the game. And I'm definitely looking forward to it. So I know myself and a couple of others, we're going to forget about our main accounts. We're going to start fresh with new accounts. My account didn't really get that far. The farthest I got to was Ghost Vault within the story and a little bit after that. So I haven't gotten as far as some others. So those who experienced all the dungeon content and everything that was released afterwards, including the story, I haven't been able to experience any of that. So it's going to be really, really cool being able to start over from the beginning and experience a bunch of the changes as opposed to when I first started playing the game. So a lot of things are very, very similar from the beginning as far as story, but you'll definitely see a lot of changes in the story and who you're fighting as you continue on throughout the game. So I just wanted to take some time to go over these changes so that you all can be a little bit more prepared for what's up and coming. It's definitely going to be shaking. It's definitely going to be upheavaling everything that we have known about Summoner's Glory. It's going to be totally different. So again, make sure, especially if you want to take a look at those changes of the phantoms, I will have it pop up to where you can find the link to all of the phantom changes so far. Again, some of those things are subject to change, so a few things will be adjusted. So don't worry, don't fret, but at least you'll be able to start looking at some maybe your favorite phantoms and maybe some who will become your favorite phantoms because of how they've been reworked and how they've been redone. So make sure to take a look at that, look at those adjustments. They are long videos because they go through pretty much every single skill, old and new. So definitely take a look at that if you need to, so that you can start making those adjustments. All right, y'all. Thank you again for watching this video. It's been really, really nice to go over everything with the new patch notes that are coming, and we'll see how things go. But hopefully you all will stick around and let's have some fun in Summoner's Glory. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and thank you for watching. Peace.